Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Weird's videos, and today we're looking at solving systems with matrices part 2. So I'll do a couple problems here, and basically what you want to do is the main thing you want to get, if you remember from the previous video, is you want to get 1 and 0 and 0 and 1. That's what you want to have all the way across there, and once you do, the numbers on the end is going to be your x and y, with the top number being x and the bottom number being y. You want to use the coefficients to write it as a matrix, and you want to use elementary operations. You want to do scalar multiplication, row swapping, and row addition in order to eliminate and reduce things from to ones and zeros. So that's what we're going to take a look at here. All right. So let's first start by writing out into a matrix. Alright, so I use the coefficient here, 1, -1, and 2, 3, -2, and 2. Alright, now let's see what's next. Alright, what can I do to this 3 to get it to be 0? Alright, so that's what I'm going to start with. And if you think about it, it's going to be to multiply the top row by -3, and then add it with the second row and place the answer here. So let's work that out here. So I multiply the top row by -3. So -3 times 1 is -3. -3 times -1 is +3. And -3 times 2 is -6. All right, now I'm going to add it with row 2. So row 2 is 3, -2, and 2 right here. Add that together, I get 0, 1, and -4. All right, and then we're going to plug that in. So I got 1, 0, -1 and 1, 2 and -4. Okay, so I got wrote this one the same and placed the new row in row 2, so that I have my 0 right here. Now I want to make this -1 become 0. Okay, so how do I do that? I'm gonna multiply row 1 plus row 2. I don't have to multiply. All I got to do is add it because it's already -1. So we're just going to add it. So 1, -1, and 2, 0, 1, and -4. When I add it together, I get 1, 0, and -2. Now I can place this in the top row. So now I got 1, 0, and -2. And in this row right here, I just rewrote it the same. So I placed this new row in the top, and now I've got 1 and 0, 0 and 1, and my answer is going to be -2 and -4. So x is -2 and y is -4. All right, let's take a look at another problem. All right, here, first thing I'm going to do is write it as a matrix, right? Augmented matrix. I got 3 and -6 and 36, 3, -6 and 36, and then 2, 4, and -40. All right, and what I want to do is, what can I do to make this 3 turn to 1? All right, I could divide it by 3 or multiply it by 1/3. Just divide this by 3. And notice how these are factors of 3, so it comes out even. That's always nice, right? So 3 divided by -3, 3 divided by 3, -6 divided by 3, and 36 divided by 3 gets me 1, -2, and 12. So that's going to be my new row. Row 1 is going to be 1, -2, and 12. And then in this row, I just wrote the same thing right here. All right, now what can I do to make this become 0? All right, I can multiply the top row by -2 so that this will cancel out, and add it with row 2. So first I'm going to multiply. All right, -2 times 1 is -2, which is what I want. -2 times -2 is +4, and -2 times 12 is -24. All right, I'm going to take that and add it with row 2 the way it is. So I got 2, 4, and -40. 2, 4, and -40. And now I'm going to add 2 and -2 is 0. 4 and 4 is 8. And -24 and -40 is -64. So I'll take this whole row and put it here and leave that top row alone and write it again. All right, now what can I do to make this 8? Remember what number it needs to be? If you said 1, you'd be right. What could I do to make this 8 1? All right, now what I want to do is just divide by 8 or multiply by 1/8. So I'm going to divide it by 8 all the way across, and 0 divided by 8, let me write it out. See that I write it out? Yeah. 0 divided by 8 is 0. 8 divided by 8 is the one we're looking for. -64 divided by 8 is -8. So I'm going to write this row in the second spot here. Okay, so now I got 1, -2, and 12, the original, or what I had here. And then here, 0, 8, and -64 has become the new thing. 0, 1, and -8. Now I'm almost there. I got 1, 0, and 1 here. I just need to make this 0. What can I do to make this 0? Alright, I got 2, R2 plus R1. So I'm going to multiply the second row by 2 and add it with row 1. And then that's going to be my new row 1. So I multiplied. So I did 2 times 0, which is 0, 2 times 1, which is 2, and 2 times -8, which is -16. Alright, now I'm going to add it with row 1. 1, -2, and 12. 1, -2, and 12. Add that together. 1 and 0 is 1. -2 and 2 is 0, which is what I was looking for. And 12 and -16 is -4. I'm going to place this in my top row here. So I've got this right here in the top row, 1, 0, and -4. And in this one I just brought over 0, 1, and -8. All right, and my answer is going to be -4 and -8. And that's it. That is part 2 to solving system of equations using matrix. You didn't have to do any equations. You didn't have to plug in anything. You didn't have to find out the x or anything like that. All you had to do was follow these basic operations and get you the answer this way as well. All right. Well, I want to thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.